YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team, and this team placed really high in the February International Challenge, which was also a tournament for the Japan Nationals Qualifier. And a Giratina-Origin form did really well in the IC, a high rating of 1874 out of, like, you get 45 games to play. It's absolutely insane because Giratina-Origin form is something that I really ranked low. I thought this Pokemon was not that great. I just felt like it was super weak compared to other restricted, but maybe I could be proved wrong. We're going to be trying out today. If you want to go check out the creator, go check him out. The link's in the description down below. And of course, if you want to check out the details of the team, I'll link the paste available in the description as well. You can try out the rental code right here on your screen. But otherwise, yeah, I'm super excited to try this team. Let's get started and play some games. Hey, are y'all subscribed to the channel? About 50% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel. If you would like to see more cool teams this month, make sure you do so. Thank you. Okay, we have Zacian, Kyogre, Shadow Rider with Whimsicott, Thundurus, the Incineroar, and Amoonguss. So this should be pretty more straightforward. It's probably going to be a matching Tailwind matchup. We're probably going to see Define Thundurus here. Let's see. In this case, Dialga is actually the way to go here. Dialga is actually really good against my opponent's team. So yeah, I think Dialga is definitely going to be broad here. I think it's Dialga. Now, the question is, do I want to bring Dialga Bronzong? The thing about Dialga Bronzong is I don't think it's that great here. I'm actually going to leave Torn. No, yeah, Torn is probably great here. Torn with Dialga just puts on a lot of offensive pressure. I think afterward, it's going to be the Landorus here and the Giratina, yeah. Because I like Shadow Sneak endgame for cleaning up. I think it's really good against my opponent. So I don't know what they're going to bring here. Probably Whimsicott, Kyogre, Zacian, and then I don't think they bring Amoonguss, although they do have a little bit of a weak Trick Room matchup. Maybe Incineroar gets brought out here because their Giratina matchup isn't exactly amazing unless it's like Play Rough Zacian specifically. So let's find out what they're exactly going to bring here. It's going to be the Kyogre Whimsicott lead. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. I don't know if they're switcheroo though. That's my only issue. If they're switcheroo, this could get ugly. Do I want to find out? I don't know. That could be an option here. I kind of just want to Icy Wind right off the bat and go for a Steel Spike right off the bat. I think that is my best play here. Well, the thing is that they have eject button. I could go Landorus here and I could Icy Wind. So that might not be terrible. But if it's not, I think I lose so much momentum. I mean, I lose on some mind games too anyway. Does it Whimsicott, depending on what move it has. I think it's eject button on this team. I feel like it could be. You know what? I think we make the Landorus play. I'm going to try to see what we do here. We're going to Icy Wind here, and we're going to make the Landorus play because if they do have switcheroo, this works out really well for me. And if they don't, I guess it's not too bad. I can manage out of it at least. I lose Landorus probably at the worst case position, or I just lose a lot of health on my Landorus and give the Whimsicott Choice Band, which isn't bad either. They just Tailwind, okay. Like I just went for Icy Wind and Max Dragon or Max Steel Spike. That would have been huge, but that's okay. Astral Barrage going to come out. All right. Into my team. So I am able to survive. I do get an Icy Wind off. Pretty big. Okay. So the Calyrex is slowed. The Whimsicott Sash is broken. If it is Sash, I don't know which Sash would be here. Is it eject button? Oh, it was eject button. So I guess the Landorus play was kind of right in theory. It was kind of right in theory, right? Because they did have the switcheroo option. And if they switcheroo Astral Barrage, I would have been screwed here. So it was probably Sash on Calyrex here. The Thundurus is going to come out, though, which is a little bit of an issue. I guess we just go for... this is tricky. I don't know where the max is going here. Okay, I think I know what I need to do, though. It's Stone Edge, Thundurus, Protect, I want to say. This should be the right play because I think they're just going to Airstream the Landorus. Oh, they could Airstream the Torn too. I think I have to Tailwind here actually. Yeah, I do have to Tailwind. Because I guess they aren't forced to target the Landorus here because the reason is Thundurus is always just going to be faster than Landorus. It always gets an Airstream up in this position. It's going to Airstream my Thundurus. And then afterward, what it's going to do is probably go for a... I'd imagine afterward it's going to like Astral Barrage, so the Calyrex is back to neutral speed, so it outspeeds my Landorus even under Tailwinds. So yeah, I think they always target the Orn with Airstream and probably just fire off an Astral Barrage. So I kind of have to like get the Tailwind up now because I absolutely need the Tailwind. And Airstream probably Chaos me to Protect. Yeah, as we see the Torn attacked. And I'm only doing this because if it's Life Orb on the Thunder specifically, we need to have the Tailwind up. because Life Orb would KO me through protected that range guaranteed. I don't know if like any other item would, but yeah, that is a play. We're going to see the Astral Barrage. So we find out, okay, we find out a few interesting things here. All right. So we find out about the Thunderous not being a Life Orb set. So I think it's Sash on your, your Calyrex. So Shadow Sneak is always threatening the Calyrex, which is really good here. And I think I could always just Hailstorm right here, the Thunderous. I could also like Steel Spike here, I suppose. There's like a lot of options that I have here. I think I always just go for a Hailstorm here. I guess the question is, do I Shadow Sneak here, or is that a bit too obvious? Because they could just protect Calyrex and like Thunderous attacks, and I could definitely see that happening right here. I don't know if 2 Airstreams knock out the Giratina though. So maybe it's better to actually go for a Steel Spike here. Steel Spike doesn't seem too bad into the Thunderous slot. Because I don't think an air... Because if this is Assault Vest Thunderous, I don't knock out with Hailstorm anyway, and I get the attack... I get the defense boost. Yeah, I think this is the best play. Or should I have Hailstorm? I just don't know my calc on Max Blizzard onto Assault Vest Thunderous. Because if I can KO on a Shadow Sneak, it probably was better to go for the Hailstorm and the Shadow Sneak here. But that depends, right? Because Calyrex could attack you in theory. And because like if they take the Shadow Sneak, maybe they think, oh, I could get the free switch to Zacian and have like Max Knuckle threatening. So I'm a bit worried about that as well. So I don't think there's like a specific win con here. But yeah, they do attack with the Calyrex. So Shadow Sneak was the right play here. I don't know if the Steel Spike's the right play though. It might have been the Hailstorm here. So goodbye Calyrex. Does get threatened by the Shadow Sneak since we did break that Sash with the Torn earlier. And we see a Max Darkness. Okay. Into Dialga. So they went for Max Darkness into Astral Barrage. Okay, they did not expect a Shadow Sneak, I think. Okay, that's huge. Because I don't think Max Darkness affects me either, except maybe Whimsicott calcs. I guess Steel Spike up against the Thunderous. Yeah, I don't think Hailstorm would have put that in range of Shadow Sneak, so this is really huge. This is really good. Okay. I think Shadow Sneak knocks out Whim, if I'm not mistaken. And I can Hailstorm the Thunderous. The Zacian is what I'm really scared about endgame wise, because they can Max Knuckle double up here. Yeah, the Zacian does come out here. Does that knock out the... it depends. They have Sacred Sword, right? I think that's what it really comes down to. They could Max Knuckle here as well. I think we always just Quake the Zacian slot, and we always go for the Shadow Force here. Or do we go for Poltergeist? This is tricky because I don't know what my calcs are with the Max Knuckle and then what the Zacian has. If it is Play Rough and no fighting move, this makes it easy, but I assume it has a fighting move here. I really want to Quake here really badly. You know what? Let's Quake here and let's Poltergeist the Thunder slot. I think that might be the play here because if the Zacian protects, I'm in a better spot. They do go for the Knuckle here. It's into the Dialga. Yep. So I just don't know. Do you have Sacred Sword? Does it KO? Or do you have Close Combat? And was it the better play to go for the Poltergeist into the Zacian if that's the case? It is Sacred Sword, so this probably KOs. Okay, that's really big. Okay. That's huge. Is Assault Vest Thunderous confirmed? Okay, really nice to know. So there's a big attack there. Max Quake. Need this to pick up a knockout? I think. Yeah. Oh, that's huge. That is huge. Goodbye, Thunderous. Or goodbye, Zacian. And then I Shadow Sneak the Thunderous next turn. And then I should win, guaranteed. Unless the Whimsicott has Dazzle, because we're minus... Oh, wait, no. We're plus Spadef now. Yeah, we are plus Spadef now. Or back to neutral, at least. So Whimsicott comes out. Actually, it might not have been the Shadow Sneak range. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Thunderous's max is over. But it is like Assault Vest and Shadow Sneak always just KOs at that range. We go for the Hailstorm into the Whimsicott and we go for the Shadow Sneak. This bulky Dialga said actually putting in the work here. We're going to Shadow Sneak the Thunderous and we're going to go for the Hailstorm into the Whimsicott here. And yeah, the battle's going to be forfeited because I don't think they could have won. As long as, yeah, I don't think they could have won. I just Shadow Sneak the Thunderous. I always get the guaranteed OCO. There's nothing they can do to prevent it. Charm on Whimsicott doesn't change the situation. Shadow Sneak still KOs and then the Whimsicott goes down. Regardless, like, yeah, I had to win. So, oh, that was really close. I mean, that turn one, even though it didn't work out properly, I think it was the correct play though, because as we saw, it was the eject button switcheroo, which I had kind of a suspicion, but thankfully it did end up being right. But I mean, I could have got way more momentum, right? Potentially just by going for Icy Wind and Max Steel Spike, for instance. That would have got me so much more momentum, probably. I mean, I was able to get like a decent position at least. I don't think I avoided the worst case scenario, which if they did switcheroo in Astral Barrage there and were willing to trade, I think it would have been the best case, especially if it was the Sash Calyx, because I could have definitely seen them go for the trade there. If they thought that we were just going to trade Tailwinds, for instance, I could have seen them going for the switcheroo plus the thing. I think that would have been huge, and then go for a Tailwind their own potentially. But thankfully we were able to survive the double, I think, with Thunderous because of the Steel Spike, and I think that was a huge part. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. All right, we have a Yveltal. That's actually kind of concerning for my team. We have Mienshao, Incineroar, Gastrodon, Necrozma, Duskmane, Yveltal, and Dusclops. So I'd imagine if any Pokemon's going to be brought, it's 100% going to be the Yveltal. I'm not sure if they're going to bring Necrozma, Duskmane. I could see them bring Gastrodon, since my team's not exactly amazing against Gastrodon. Let's see, what do I want to accomplish here, I suppose? Thunderous is pretty solid, I think, for the most part. I think Thunderous Giratina makes a lot of sense to me. Do I have Max Knuckle as an option? I think I do. Just want to double check to make sure. Yeah, we do. Okay. So that could be really helpful with like Giratina setup here. I don't know if I want to max Dialga in this matchup. Probably not, because I just don't feel like it's that solid of a Maxmon. I think I'm going to brain the Giratina. And then afterward, I'm thinking Landorus and Bronzong in the back. I think Body Press Bronzong can really go in against this team. I think Torn isn't that great against this team because of the Trick Room option, of course. And yeah, I just don't really see it otherwise. And then Dialga could be nice. I'm just worried because Yveltal seems like a big problem with like Snarl as an option. So interesting to see the Necrozma Duskmane here over something like a Solgaleo, because the Necrozma Duskmane, the Prism Armor is really cool, but of course it can get intimidated. And we do have Intimidate with Landers, but Incineroar is a very common Pokemon in this format. So I'm kind of curious on if there's anything specific about it, or it's just for its speed and the Prism Armor. But we're going to see a Mienshao plus Dusclops lead. Okay. Against the Giratina and the Dusclops. Or Thunderous Giratina versus Mienshao Dusclops. They get to find out my items. Not really that big of a surprise here. Poltergeist would probably just knock out the Clops, I'd imagine. So I'm actually going to go for a Max Phantasm right into the Mienshao slot, and I think I just go for the Poltergeist right here into the Dusclops. I guess if this is ally switch on the Mienshao, this is awkward, but otherwise I'd be in such a good spot where I think it's just worth going for. I really do, because if I get a Max Knuckle off, I just get a +1 attack with my Giratina. There's no Intimidate, so I should be able to just obliterate the Dusclops, and then next turn I could just Airstream because my Thunder should be faster than their entire team. And Giratina could probably just really go in here. And then a +1, of course, Thunderous does really well against the Yveltal. So let's find out. It is Stone Edge immediately. Wait, it's Scarf? Oh. Okay. Gonna reveal that Life Orb. Wait, no. My Thunderous is slower. I did not know my Thunderous was slower. Okay. I get a +1 attack. This isn't too bad, though. I don't think this is too bad. Oh, please tell me my Thunderous is at least faster than Yveltal upcoming. Poltergeist gonna come out. We do land, it looks like, which is perfect. So we do get the +1 attack, which is really nice. And this should KO the Dusclops because, yeah, we get the boost. And goodbye, Dusclops. So that's a pretty nice turn one. The Stone Edge is surprising here, of course. Mienshao, not exactly sure what you exactly run in this format. But, yeah, that was a little bit surprising. Let's see if the Yveltal comes in, because if it's the Yveltal, I'm just clicking Max Lightning into that Yveltal. Yep, Yveltal comes out. I'm at full HP with my Giratina. Just please tell me that this Thunderous is faster than the Yveltal, because that's a really important factor here. I'm gonna go for I think I double up the Mienshao slot. Shadow Sneak should easily KO the Mienshao, and well, if it's Life Orb, I don't expect Ally Switch on this one. Yeah, like, I don't expect Ally Switch on this one. I'm just going to Shadow Sneak here the Mienshao because it outspeeds the Mienshao before it can Stone Edge KO my Thunderous, for instance. Okay, nice. And they don't max here, which is really good for me. So I guess Shadow Sneak off into Mienshao. Goodbye, Mienshao. And please tell me we're faster than the Yveltal. Okay, that's so... Wait, does that just pick up the knockout? It just picks up the knockout. Wait, did they even max the Yveltal? What? Were they like really trying to say the Necrozma Dynamax in the back? Wow. I thought Yveltal was going to give me so much more problems than it actually did. But holy cow, Giratina, you kind of went in here. And yeah, it wouldn't have been like as easy, I think, with Calyx because of the fact that I would have to Dynamax the Thundurus. And I definitely wouldn't be able to knock out Klaus without like a double up. But yeah, being able to do a lot of damage to that Mienshao. And yeah, this looks like a very solid position, I think, for the win con here. I think I just go for a Max Knuckle here into the Necrozma. And I think I just go for a Shadow Force right here. Yeah, I just go for Shadow Force right here. Shadow Force is going to do a ton of damage. They just forfeit. I think that was a 2-turn game and Giratina just dominated. Not what I expected at all. But wow, I am amazed right there. I guess just lead wise was really good. If they had led Yveltal, of course this would have been a different game, but they might have been expecting me to lead maybe like a Thundurus Torn lead. Maybe they expect me to lead like Thundurus plus, or yeah, I'd imagine it's like maybe they could expect a Dialga too. Maybe they thought I was going to lead a Landorus lead potentially, like Thundurus Landorus, and threaten the Yveltal, which definitely does make sense. But I felt like just Giratina threatened most of the lead combos that they had, and the Thundurus was able to do okay against the Yveltal, and really just was surprised that we were able to sweep in that kind of fashion. Okay, we got Zacian, Kyogre, Whimsicott, Incineroar, Ditto, and Seismitoad right here. So this matchup, not too sure. I feel like Thundurus is pretty bad in this matchup. Yeah, Seismitoad is actually pretty scary for this team. The only real counter that I have to it, ironically, is the Giratina here. The Giratina is actually probably the best answer to it. So I probably lead Giratina here. The thing that's awkward is this Giratina speed tier, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it's like 112 here because yeah, that means we don't outspeed the Seismitoad, which means it gets Airstream up, and then Kyogre could outspeed me. So yeah, there's definitely some troubles there. I think we always lead the Giratina here though with, I think the Torn here is really solid. And then have Dialga endgame, I'm pretty sure, because Dialga does really well in the endgame. We are pressure, or no, telepathy, right? Yeah, we are telepathy. So choice banded Dialga or choice banded Landorus can go really in here. Yeah, I think that's the right call here. We want the Intimidate for the Zacian. We have backup Intimidate, I guess, for the Seismitoad, which is nice. I don't know what they're leading specifically. I got to watch out for Ditto. Ditto's actually potentially scary here. But yeah, I don't know, because they want to match Tailwinds. I think Seismitoad wants to be broad. There's like a lot of options that they have here. So it really comes down to what they're going to lead here, because I think Zacian is definitely being broad here. Maybe they go no Kyogre. I could see them going no Kyogre here, because maybe they just bring like Zacian, Ditto with Seismitoad and Incineroar / Whimsicott. So that's also an option, but they lead Kyogre and Whimsicott. Okay, so I don't think I mind this too much, because what I can do is just go for Icy Wind into Poltergeist into the Kyogre slot, and that's going to dish out a bunch of damage, I think. And then maybe I put into Shadow Sneak range, which would be really nice, as that's a pretty good threat to get rid of for my Landorus specifically. So yeah, let's go for the Poltergeist into the Kyogre slot, and let's go for that Icy Wind here immediately. I think that's like an okay play, unless they double up my Torn slot, which is probably okay, I think. I don't think that's like a terrible trade-off here. And I like having the Icy Wind here. And did they Trick Room? Because they attacked? Or they Trick Roomed? Okay, this is probably Trick Room now that I think about it, because my Torn's faster than their Whimsicott. Poltergeist is going to come out into the Kyogre. It's a Solvest Kyogre. Okay, that's also interesting to note. Okay, decent damage in the Kyogre. Water Spout. Okay, don't know if you're going to Trick Room. I'm surprised about the Spout play. That still does a ton of damage to Torn crit. That was just that much damage. Yeah, it is Trick Room coming out. Okay. That's a very, very interesting option right here. Okay. So I guess we just double protect here. I was not expecting the Trick Room option for sure. I want to scout for what they want to decide to go for this turn. Hard Switch would be pretty bad for me, but I think I can manage otherwise. I could have also Leered Protect here, because Leered Protect would have probably been really solid here, because I could Shadow Sneak KO the Kyogre the next turn and set up with my Dialga, which is another option. Fake Tears into the Giratina. Okay. And an Origin Pulse. Okay. Shadow Sneak KO the Whimsicott. I doubt it. I don't think it does. I think I always just Shadow Sneak here the Kyogre. Okay, I don't want to let Torn go down, but I might have to. Or I could go hard in a Dialga. If I take damage on Dialga, sure, that's my max, but I could gain speed control against Zacian in the back later. Or do I want to KO the Wims? Maybe I want to KO the Wims here. Because, like, I guess the Kyogre's not accomplishing much here. It might be a better play now that I'm thinking about it. I think I go Dialga here. Let's find out. Let's find out. I think Dialga's the right play here because if it's Assault Vest on the Whim, I think it's okay. Let's go for the Dialga in. I think Dialga has a lot of pressure. Oh, they max here with the Kyogre. I don't think they were gone to Shadow Sneak, but maybe they are firing up a max here. I guess that means no Seismitoad that I have to worry about maxing in the late game, so I guess I'll take that, but I don't know what they're deciding to go for here. I don't think they're taking the knockout on Torn now, so I guess this is fake tears a Hailstorm into Giratina, which I guess makes sense. Yeah, they're max speed Whimsicott with Trick Room, so that makes sense. Shadow Sneak doesn't pick up a knockout, but if they Hailstorm here, they knock out their Whimsicott, so I don't think that's too bad. Yeah, they go for the fake tears into Giratina, and they go for the Hailstorm. Okay, that's pretty solid. For me, I think. Yeah, so goodbye my Giratina here. Yeah, okay. So Hail set up. Did we knock out the Whim? If we knock out the Whim, really solid position. If not, it could be a little bit awkward. Hail, Kyogre is faster than my Dialga, so it's pretty slow. It does survive, right? Yeah, it does survive. Okay. I guess I have to go Torn then. Yeah, I'm gonna go Torn here. And I don't know if they're going to target the Torn slot or not. I guess that's a question as well. I mean, I always go for a... Oh, they're going to reset everything, right? I protect Torn, and I think I go for a Max Whirlwind. I'm pretty sure Max Dragon KOs the Solvus Kyogre afterward. If it doesn't, it's actually really awkward. The thing is, they're going to probably fake tears. I don't know who they max Geyser, though, because I imagine they Geyser... It's still really awkward at the end of the day, huh? Because I need to get the KO on Kyogre, so I think Max Dragon has a decent shot of KOing this Kyogre, but I'm not 100% sure. We are Life Orb, so I think we do knock out the Kyogre. The problem is the Whimsicott's going to survive on the field. So there's a lot potentially riding up on these turns. We're going to see a Dialga come out. Okay. It's really going to depend on the calc on the Kyogre living. I think that's huge. And also like what they target with the Whimsicott here. I feel like it's fake tears. I just don't know if it's into my I think it's into my Dialga, but I don't know what who the Kyogre targets, because I could see them targeting down either slot because they need the damage on Dialga, but I could also see them like want to KO the Torn so they can set up Tailwind in the late game. A Hailstorm here into the Dialga. Okay, that's actually fine because I'll live this. Yeah, I live this. And then Hail is still up, which is actually really nice. So I KO the Whim. Oh, but Ditto comes in. Although we don't know if it's Scarf. Okay, wait, no, I don't KO. Wow, that did like no damage. I guess Kyogre does have massive speed def, and this is definitely a bulkier Kyogre. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Can I win with an endgame Lando? Probably not, right? Goodbye, Whimsicott. Don't know. Zacian should be coming in. This does not look good. Incineroar comes in. Wait, if it's Zacian as the last Pokemon, this actually seems really good for me. My turn a Trick Room? Last turn Trick Room, okay. Pardon Landers here. I just don't Parting Shot here, my Torn. Don't Parting out my Torn, and we're in a really good shape, I think. Let's go for the Quake here into one of these slots. The question is, who am I targeting here? Kyogre can't ever protect, and it's probably slower, so yeah, I think we always just Quake the instant. Let's see. So we're preserving the Torn because we want Tailwind up so we can outspeed the Zacian, which is really important here. We're bringing in Landorus. This is probably just going to be max something into Dialga. I think it's Hailstorm because I don't know if... yeah, I didn't think guys are KO'd. This probably is Flareless, I imagine. Okay, Dialga goes down. That's all right here. The question is, what did the instant do? Because if they Parting Shot, this is really bad. Okay, that's really good. They Dark Slayer out. Okay. They don't have Monster Protect out here. This is Choice Banded Landorus. My only concern is if it's not for some reason Zacian in the back, and I feel like against my team you should have Zacian in the back. I'm really hoping so. If that's the case, we're gonna go on the Torn here, and yeah, we're just gonna go for a Choice Banded Earthquake into a Tailwind here. And what's nice is if the Incineroar switches out, it just goes down to well, Zacian just goes down to Choice Banded Earthquake. So yeah, Earthquake here and Tailwind. Or I could Leer. Leer, does it change anything? Not really, right? No, I don't think it does. I think just Tailwind is safe. Should be. I guess if Incineroar switches out... Wait, no. If it's Ditto on the back, I lose anyway? I guess if it's Ditto on the back, I had to Icy Wind. I guess I don't need the Tailwind this turn. Yeah, maybe I should just Icy Winded. It doesn't matter, though. It looks like they say them with both. The reason I think I wanted the Tailwind is because I want to outspeed Zacian. But I guess, like, if they're going to sack the instant like they do here, and they don't have Fake Out anyway, so I could just Tailwind up the next turn. It's going to come down to last Pokemon. Are you Zacian? If it's Zacian, I click Leer Earthquake. Yeah, and I should always have a safe position to just click Leer Earthquake. Oh, is this going to be the end cleanup? Please show me Zacian. Please show me Zacian. If you're Ditto, oh, that's so bad. Okay, it is Zacian. I somehow did able to come through in this match. Okay, nice. So yeah, we go for the Leer here, a big Leer tech, and we have Choice Band anyway, but in case this is super bulky Zacian, we're clicking Leer. They're probably just going to go for a triple protect here, I imagine. Yeah, it should be triple protect here. Yeah. Okay. We have Leer and Earthquake. They need a triple protect here to stall out the Tailwind, or maybe they're trying to put me in range of quick attack if they have quick attack, which are probably the only ways I lose here. I think like the only ways I lose are like quick attack crit. Yeah. I think quick attack crit KOs me here. Actually, does it? I don't know. I mean, it's Zacian +1, but not too sure. But we just click Leer. We click Earthquake. We have no reason not to. We're in a very safe position. I guess the Tailwind allows me to click the Leer in this position in case Choice Band Earthquake didn't KO because it was spread. But I mean, I feel like it does. But of course, it could be like a super bulky Zacian. We did see the Trick Room on the Whimsicott as well. But here comes a Choice Banded Earthquake with the Leer combo, able to knock out the Zacian, and that is going to be a good game. Oh, nice. Really, really huge right there. Was able to pick up the win. And yeah, I mean, overall was pretty impressive. I feel like just being able to really, I think like the Trick Room definitely caught me off guard, but thankfully like the Kyogre, the Spout did a lot to Torn. It wasn't doing that much to my Giratina though. And then I think the end game of getting the Landers in, and I think the Torn saving it for Tailwind was just a game-winning play, I think. And that's what like really I was setting up for there when I was like, Dialga's not taking the attack as well as I would like. I can't use Dialga to efficiently win this game. What was my backup plan? And I had like an idea of Landers when I saw the Incineroar come out. And thankfully it wasn't like Ditto or anything, because I think Ditto, if it transformed, I had to like crit Icy Wind or something. But ooh, able to somehow seal it up. I think endgame Landers really coming in clutch there. And that is the show. Overall, I am kind of impressed with Giratina. When I tried other Giratina-Origin teams out, I tried to make them work in like the previous series, and it just always felt really disappointing. I think the only format where it was okay was Series 10, but unfortunately I just never got to showcase a Giratina team. But yeah, I mean, I was surprised how much damage the Poltergeist was really doing. The Shadow Sneak was actually really important. We didn't get any really cool Shadow Force plays, unfortunately, because this team can utilize some really cool ones, especially with the Leer Tornadus. But overall, I was actually very impressed, especially with like Giratina being able to do quite a bit of damage. And of course, if you want to check out the creator of the team or the details of the team, I'll link them down below. Try out the rental code on the screen as well. Be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this video, and make sure you check out the rest of my Series 12 content, because I use a lot of cool teams, and I'll be featuring a lot of cool teams that I saw for the February International Challenge, which also doubled again as the Japan National Qualifier. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch you all later.